Sometimes the strongest bonds at Heartland are not built in the barn or out on the fields. They're built in the moments when everything threatens to fall apart. And in episode 9, the bond that rises to the surface is the one fans have loved since day one. The unshakable connection between Lou and Amy, because when a situation pushes Amy to her breaking point and the ranch edges dangerously close to chaos, there is only one person who steps forward without hesitation: Lou Fleming. And this time, her support doesn't just comfort Amy, it protects her. Heartland had just started to recover from the tension of the last few weeks when another wave of trouble began quietly creeping in. What looked like an ordinary morning quickly turned into something far more unsettling. Amy walked out of the house with that familiar heaviness in her chest, the same feeling she always got when something bad was about to happen. The horses were restless, the air felt colder than usual, and even the ranch hands seemed strangely on edge, but Amy kept moving forward, trying to act normal. Heartland was her responsibility now more than ever, and even if things felt wrong, she was determined to stay strong, until she saw the message waiting for her in her phone, short, sharp, and chilling. Someone had left a warning, and the worst part was she knew exactly who it came from. Her heart dropped. All the emotions she had tried to bury, all the fear she had pushed away, came rushing back in one overwhelming wave. She tried to keep her breathing steady, but her knees felt like they might give out at any moment. She wasn't just worried for herself, she was worried for her daughter, for the ranch, for everyone who depended on her. And that was the moment Lou walked into the room. Lou didn't need explanations. One look at Amy's face and she understood instantly something was terribly wrong. Her expression shifted from concerned sister to protective force in a heartbeat. She stepped closer, her voice low and firm. "Amy? What happened? Tell me." Amy hesitated. She didn't want to drag Lou into this mess, especially when Lou already carried the weight of being mayor, single mom, and emotional anchor for the entire family. But hiding the truth wasn't an option anymore. Not with the threat growing stronger and closer. Amy handed Lou the phone. The shift in Lou's eyes was immediate. Warm worry turning into icy anger. Her jaw tightened. Her shoulders squared, and her entire presence changed into something fierce and unwavering. She looked back at Amy with a certainty that cut straight through the tension. "We're handling this together," she said. "Whoever thinks they can scare you, they don't know who they're dealing with." Amy felt tears sting her eyes, not from fear this time, but from relief. Because Lou had always been the big sister who stepped up even when the world expected her to step back. And now she was stepping forward again with the same fire she had as a teenager, except stronger, smarter, and 10 times more determined. Just then, Jack entered the room. The serious look on Lou and Amy's faces told him enough to know this wasn't normal family business. He asked what was going on, but Lou was already moving, already planning, already in full protective mode. Amy tried to calm the situation, but Lou shook her head. "No, I won't let this happen again. Not to you." Her voice held a finality that silenced the entire room. This wasn't just sisterly support, it was a line drawn in the sand. Lou immediately made calls, demanded information, and began pulling every string she had as mayor and as Amy's sister. She didn't care who she had to confront or what rules she had to bend. Amy came first. Always had, always would. As the morning sun finally pushed through the clouds, casting long shadows across the ranch, the truth settled in. A storm was coming to Heartland, but this time Amy wasn't facing it alone. Lou was right beside her, unshaken, unafraid, and ready to fight for her sister no matter the cost. And that was only the beginning. The tension around Heartland grew heavier as the day went on. Even the ranch workers whispered quietly, sensing something was off. The peace that usually surrounded the ranch felt thin, fragile, like something sharp could cut right through it. And deep down, Amy knew something was already happening behind the scenes. Something moving toward her, but what Amy didn't expect was how quickly Lou would step into the center of the storm. After seeing the threatening message, Lou wasted no time. She drove straight into town, her mind racing, not with fear, but with strategy. Amy might be the heart of Heartland, but Lou had become its shield. And when someone threatened her sister, Lou became a force that even the bravest people hesitated to challenge. At the mayor's office, Lou shut the door behind her and immediately started making calls. She didn't care if she rattled officials, annoyed officers, or pushed boundaries. Every second mattered. Every unanswered question made her more determined. She spoke with local law enforcement, demanding to know why there had been no warning about this person resurfacing. She contacted private security consultants, old friends in government, and even a few people she didn't fully trust, but who owed her enough favors to talk. One thing became very clear very quickly. Whoever targeted Amy was dangerous, and they weren't acting alone. Lou pressed harder, leaning into her fierce reputation as a problem solver. She'd dealt with political pressure, campaign scandals, and complex negotiations, but this was personal. Her voice sharpened, her patience disappeared, and every answer she got only led to more alarming questions. Back at the ranch, Amy tried to focus on her horses, hoping their presence would calm her. But even the animals sensed her anxiety. One mare refused to settle, pacing in her stall and tossing her head, as if warning Amy about something she couldn't see. Jack noticed. He approached with his steady, quiet strength. "Amy," he said gently, "I know you want to carry this alone, but you don't have to." She looked away, fighting tears again. She'd always been the strong one, the one who healed others. Asking for help felt like weakness, something she hated showing. But then she remembered Lou's face that morning, the fire in her sister's eyes, the promise in her voice. Amy nodded softly. "I know, Jack. I just don't want anyone getting hurt because of me." Jack put a steady hand on her shoulder. "Family stands in front of trouble, not behind it. And that includes you." Meanwhile, Lou returned to Heartland hours later, stepping out of her truck with a storm inside her. She had answers, just not the answers Amy wanted. She pulled Amy aside, lowering her voice. "You didn't receive that message by accident," Lou began. "This person has been asking about you, tracking your work, following the ranch online. They've been waiting for the right moment." Amy felt her stomach twist. "How long has this been happening?" Lou hesitated, then spoke with painful honesty. "Longer than you think?" Amy's breath caught. Fear pulsed through her. But so did something else. Anger, determination. The instinct to protect her family surged stronger than the fear that tried to suffocate her. Lou stepped closer, her voice steady. "I'm not letting this person get anywhere near you. I don't care who they are or what they want." Amy's voice trembled. "Why now, Lou? Why come after me again?" Lou took a deep breath. "Because you're the one thing they can't control. Your talent, your strength, your name. It threatens them." Amy felt a wave of confusion. "But I don't even know who it is." Lou nodded. "I know, but they know you?" A cold chill swept through Amy. Before either sister could say anything else, a loud knock echoed from outside. Jack stepped out onto the porch first, eyes narrowed. The tension that had been simmering all day suddenly spiked. Lou and Amy exchanged a look, one that said everything without a single word. "Stay behind me," Lou whispered, "because whoever was at that door, they weren't coming to deliver good news." The knocking grew louder, echoing through the ranch like a warning. Amy felt her breath catch as Lou stepped in front of her, her protective instinct taking over completely. Jack opened the door cautiously, expecting the worst. But instead of danger, they found someone they never thought would show up on their doorstep. It was Jessica, breathless, clutching a folder to her chest, panic written all over her face. Jack frowned. "Jessica, what's going on?" She stepped inside quickly, her voice shaking. "Lou, Amy, I think I found something you both need to see." Amy and Lou exchanged a tense look, their nerves stretched thin. Jessica wasn't the type to panic easily, and the fear in her eyes was real. Jessica handed the folder to Lou. "I didn't know how else to bring this to you. I've been doing research on that message, and I came across something that scared me. Lou opened the folder, her eyes scanning the pages, her face drained of color. Amy leaned in. Lou? What is it? Lou took a long, steadying breath. Amy, this wasn't just some random threat. This person has been connected to a string of incidents across Alberta. Small fires, property damage, even attempted horse theft. Amy felt her chest tighten. What does that have to do with me? Jessica spoke softly. Because in every case, the person behind it used your name online. They pretended to be a fan, a critic, a mentor, anything that gave them access to people close to the victims. Amy's heart dropped. Why would someone do that? Lou looked up, her jaw clenched. Because they wanted your attention. And when they couldn't get it, they got angry. Before Amy could process the shock, Jessica continued, I also found out something else. Something about your new horse. Amy froze. What about him? Jessica hesitated. Someone registered interest in buying him 2 weeks ago, before you even knew he existed. They were tracking the horse's movements across auctions. Amy felt a cold shiver run down her spine. So this person has been watching everything? Even the horses I work with? Lou nodded grimly. Yes, and that's not the worst part. She handed Amy another paper from the folder. Amy's eyes scanned the page. Her breath stopped. Her name was circled over and over. The page included old articles, social media posts, interviews, everything about her life for the last 10 years. Someone had been collecting information piece by piece, building a file on her. Amy whispered, This is obsession. Jack stepped closer, his voice low and serious. Amy, we need to get the police involved. This has gone too far. Lou nodded. Already done. They're sending someone to check on the ranch and monitor things. But Amy barely heard them. She felt an overwhelming mix of emotions, fear, anger, disbelief colliding inside her. She tried to steady herself, but her hands trembled. How long has this person been following me? She whispered. Jessica exchanged a look with Lou. Then she said it. At least a year. Amy felt the world tilt. A whole year? They've been watching me for that long without me knowing? Lou stepped forward, taking Amy's hands firmly. Yes, but you're not facing this alone. Not now, not ever. Amy swallowed hard, trying to steady her breathing. But something inside her shifted. Something strong, something fierce. The fear was still there, but now it was mixing with determination. Whoever was doing this had crossed a line. And Amy Fleming wasn't someone who backed down when things got hard. Before anyone could speak again, Amy's phone buzzed. A new message. Her heart pounded as she unlocked it. This time, it wasn't a threat. It was worse, it was a photo. Taken less than an hour ago. A picture of the ranch road, a picture of Amy's truck, a picture of her new horse standing in the pasture behind her. The message underneath was short. I'm closer than you think. Amy's knees nearly gave out. Lou grabbed her instantly, holding her steady. Jessica gasped. Jack cursed under his breath. Everyone felt the same chill sweep through the room. This wasn't random. This wasn't distant. This wasn't over. It was here. At Heartland. Right now. Lou's voice lowered, controlled but ice cold. Then we're ending this. Tonight. And Amy knew. Whatever happened next would change everything. The room fell into a heavy silence after Amy read the message. The kind of silence that comes right before a storm. Amy felt frozen, her chest tight, her mind racing with fear and anger. She'd faced danger before, but nothing felt like this. Nothing felt this personal. But before the fear could take over completely, Lou stepped forward. We're not waiting around, she said firmly. We're going to figure out who's behind this. And Amy? I'm not leaving your side until we do. Amy glanced at her older sister. In Lou's face, she saw something she desperately needed right now. Strength, determination, love. And Amy felt a small spark return inside her. I can't let this person hurt the ranch. Amy whispered. Lou shook her head. They won't. Not while I'm here. The police arrived quickly, checking the perimeter, the barns, the pastures. Jack guided them, showing the areas where someone might have been hiding, watching, taking those photos. Jessica kept going through her research, trying to find a connection, anything that could identify the stalker. But through all the chaos and fear, Amy noticed something. Lou never left her. Every time Amy turned around, her sister was there, watching over her, asking if she was okay, keeping others organized, taking charge of the situation like she always did. When Amy began to panic, Lou put a hand on her shoulder, grounding her. When Amy doubted herself, Lou reminded her of everything she'd overcome. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't loud, it was steady, strong, unshakable. It was Lou, the sister who had stood beside her through heartbreaks, losses, and impossible moments. And tonight, she was the shield Amy didn't even know she needed. Hours later, the investigation finally hit its first real break. One of the officers approached Amy and Lou with a piece of evidence in hand. "We found this on your fence line," he said. "It's fresh. Whoever dropped it was here very recently." Amy's heart thudded as she took the folded paper. Lou hovered right over her shoulder. "Let me see." Amy unfolded it, her breath caught. It was a printed photo of Amy and Lou from earlier that day, standing by the round pen talking. Someone had been close enough to take it without either of them noticing. On the back, a message. "You always choose her? But soon you'll need saving too." Lou's jaw tightened. "Amy, they're trying to separate us." Amy felt her stomach twist. "They're trying to scare me?" Lou met her eyes, her expression fierce. "And we're not giving them what they want." For the first time all day, Amy nodded with confidence. But then something unexpected happened. Jessica rushed over, waving her phone. "Lou, Amy, you need to hear this." She played a voicemail she received minutes earlier. The voice was distorted, mechanical, but the message cut through the room like a blade. "You're all wasting time. Amy knows who I am. Tell her to remember the horse she couldn't save." Amy froze. The air seemed to vanish from her lungs. There was only one horse, one moment she had tried so hard to forget. Lou saw the shift in Amy immediately. "Amy, what does that mean?" Tears stung Amy's eyes, but she forced herself to speak. "There was a mare, a long time ago. I tried to help her, but I couldn't. Her owner blamed me. They said I ruined everything." She swallowed hard. "I never heard from them again." Lou stepped closer, her voice gentle but steady. "And now you think they're back?" Amy nodded slowly. "Yes, and they want revenge." Lou didn't hesitate. "Then we face them together." Amy looked up at her sister. This wasn't about fear anymore. It was about family. It was about standing strong even when the past tried to break you again. The police assured them they would continue searching. Jack brought the horses in for the night. Jessica stayed beside them, helping however she could. But through all of it, Lou stayed by Amy's side. And as Amy stood in the quiet barn later, listening to the soft sounds of the horses breathing, she felt her sister's presence behind her. Lou whispered, "No matter who comes after you, no matter what they try, I will always have your back. Always." Amy closed her eyes, letting the words steady her heart. The danger was still out there. The stalker was still planning something, and the past wasn't finished with Amy yet, but she wasn't alone. Not tonight. Not ever. Because Lou Fleming, strong, fierce, protective, was ready for whatever came next, and together they were stronger than any fear that tried to break them.